In this video, we're going to talk about the 3 processes of an automated e-commerce business and give you all the details so you can see how you can have a very highly leveraged business for yourself that not only gives you financial freedom, but lifestyle freedom as well. So I'm Ann Sieg, founder of the E-commerce Business School, and we've been teaching and mentoring students for over 8 years to over 8,000 students. And
I'm Brian Cummings. I'm the Director of Training and Coaching for the E-commerce Business School. I've been selling on Amazon and as well as my website for over 13 years.
So Brian, an automated e-commerce business, is this a reality, and do you have an automated e-commerce business?
Oh yes, I do have an automated business. So I spend approximately 2 hours a week on my business because I've set up the systems and processes and have the team members to operate my business.
And this is what we have taught members over the last 1.5 years to do as well, after having taught every sourcing method, everything from arbitrage to wholesale to liquidation to private label, sourcing from China, print on demand. We've trained on all of these. And so in this video, we're going to talk about how you get a business automated through Amazon and how that also then ties in with a specific sourcing method that we recommend that gives you as much leverage as possible to make it more amenable to having that automated e-commerce business. So if you'd like to have that financial and lifestyle freedom, this teaching is going to help get you there.
So we're going to talk about 3 processes, and the very first process is known as sourcing. Sourcing products. That's finding products that you can sell on Amazon. Over 13 years, I've done many different kinds of sourcing products, from arbitrage, which is flipping products from retail stores. I've sold used books on Amazon. I've done wholesale sourcing, liquidation, private label, going to China and finding products, print on demand. I've done most all of those. And there is an easiest one to get started. It's the fastest with the least amount of risk. So let's talk about sourcing.
And sourcing just means to find. That's the language that we use in the e-commerce space. It's called sourcing means to find, and we have to have products to sell.
That's right. So Amazon provides us with lots of data about which products are selling the fastest, which products have the most net profit, which have the least amount of competition. We use that data to determine which products to sell on Amazon. Arbitrage, that first model that I mentioned, is flipping products from retail stores to Amazon. And we have an advantage there of finding clearance products. Now, these are products that you can find anywhere across the United States, as well as online.
And they don't always have to be clearance either. I've had plenty that are not on clearance, and you just find them in a store. And what you mentioned about data, I really want to underscore. In winning the game on Amazon is about knowing what are the most important data points that you need to have in order to make a smart buying decision, because that's what you'll be doing. Is essentially you are going to invest into products. You think of it as shopping. We consider it to be an investment into a product that needs to earn its keep and flip and sell for a profit on Amazon. So it's having these correct data points and then knowing how to best interpret those data points so you become a very savvy investor through Amazon.
Now, the advantage of arbitrage products is that you can buy just a few at a time.
Right, low risk.
Low risk. You can buy discounted products through clearance, and so you have greater margins. Another sourcing model is wholesale, but you're buying in larger quantities, and you need to form relationships with wholesale suppliers. I mentioned a couple of other models. Another one is manufacturer's liquidation. Unfortunately, with that, you're buying in very, very large quantities, often in the pallet level of quantity. So the risk is so much greater. There's also private label, where you're bringing products generally over from China, if not other places overseas, and there's a large order there, quite a bit of risk.
Yes.
Because you're bringing in a brand new product that hasn't been sold before on Amazon, so you don't have the same data that you have on products that are currently already being sold on Amazon.
There's another really powerful aspect of this, and a lot of people get confused, so I want to make this really clear. If you've shopped on Amazon, it's called a listing, where you see the product, you see the title and the pictures and the description and all of that. When you do arbitrage, you're actually leveraging off of an existing listing, so that you're not having to create your own listing. So everything that we're talking about here is what we call a point of leverage. And we want to help further educate you so you understand the benefits. In business, you want to stack everything up in your favor and have the odds as low as possible. So when you mentioned private label, Brian, private label, you may not bring that product to market until 7 to 8 months down the road. You did all that research, oh man, you did your keyword studies and everything. And well, by the time that product gets to market, the marketplace has changed. And people may have already come in with that same concept and idea or those same keywords, and they came up with a different product. So things can change so rapidly. And so there's just more risk as a result. And then we hear stories of people who bought a container full of silicone ice cube trays, and whoops, they're all sitting in the garage. Yes, it can be done and you can be successful. But again, we want to talk about putting the odds in your favor to then create a much greater likelihood that you're going to be able to get this business automated. That's why we're going into that much detail. So we're talking arbitrage, that's just being essentially a product flipper. So what is step 2? We got sourcing, which is, we're going to recommend arbitrage, and we're going to loop back in just a minute on how we automate this. So now we are on to the second process of automation.
So with Amazon, we're using a service called Fulfilled by Amazon to sell or to fulfill our products for us. This is a unique service that they provide to third-party sellers to inventory the products, to collect the money upon a sale, and to ship the products directly to the customer. And this is a way of automating our business.
Leaning into Amazon through FBA, and they do nearly all the customer support. So if you compare that to a brick and mortar store or any online store, that's all on you. But with Amazon,
I can't even spell.
Okay, and so this second step of what's called FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon, it is a very highly leveraged machine that they have created. Whereas if you had your own website, you would be doing all those functions that we just talked about. You'd be in charge of transactions, you'd be in charge of the delivery and the shipment, you'd have all these, and the customer support. And with FBA, they are doing that work for you, and they have all the traffic. That's 2/3 of their buyers are prime buyers with credit cards already in the system. So that is step 2 in the automation process. All right, so what is step 3 in the process?
Step number 3 is just simply selling products. And this is an easy one. Amazon is doing the majority of the selling. They have already brought the customers to the website. They're looking for the products to buy that we're putting in front of them. We're going to talk about automating this in a moment through software and services.
Yeah.
Selling's the easy part on Amazon.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this because I love seeing our members. They take what are a number of tasks, and one by one they start to offset them. So here, for example, with the sourcing, we have a very special software tool that we use for our members to gather data, put it into a unique spreadsheet that has all these formulas behind it that indicate then, once that data is in, what's the return on investment, what's the profitability. And so that in itself, that software piece that you have, is very highly leveraged because it gives the very critical must-have intel to know, should I put money into this product with the hope that it's going to flip and sell for a profit? So that's what the spreadsheet does. Now, we have our people learn to do that initially so they understand the process, but then they can offset it to what we call a virtual assistant. And we teach and mentor our students how to hire a virtual assistant, typically from the Philippines at 1/6 of American wages, so that you're taking, I guess I'm going to respectfully call it, kind of a grunt work, if you will, working this spreadsheet as they go from one website, finding a product, evaluating and comparing to Amazon, and then from there, they will come to you with, hey, here are the 8 products that I found today. And I love that you recently did a training where this is the data directly from our master trainers. We have a certification program in place, and one really good virtual assistant can yield $70,000 in profit in a year's time, in a 50-week span. 70,000. We have proof. This is what our members are doing. Our master trainers have kind of set the path on this, you leading the way, of course. And so that is one way that you can automate that is through VAs, the use of the software. And then there's leads list.
That's right. So leads lists are just simply lists of profitable products that show up in your inbox. You pay for this service. These products have already been found, and usually by a virtual assistant that's working for the leads list company who's found those products. You pay for the list, for the information. It provides you with the data about the product, where to find the product, how much money you're going to make when that product sells. So it's a very simple way to automate your sourcing.
And so one of our members, his name is Ed Dassey, and he has all of these systems automated. And he was using leads lists, and I believe now he solely leans into his own virtual assistants, which is the premium method because they're working uniquely just for you. So that whole concern in his business is completely offset, is the sourcing. So let's talk about prepping with the FBA business model. We can do it ourselves, and many of our members, we typically have them start so they understand the process. But then there's some steps here, options where you can get an offset. And one is you do local.
That's right. So I've hired my own product prep assistant to prep my products. Amazon requires that you package the products and label them in such a way that when they arrive at their warehouses, the fulfillment warehouses, they're identified as your product. They know where to find them, and they know that they're going to get to the customer safely. So this prep can be done by internally. You could do it yourself, or you could hire a prep assistant to do this. Somebody that can work any hours that they want to work. So it could be done anytime, day or night. It can be done at their own pace. And then the products are sent in generally once or twice a week into Amazon's FBA warehouses. Now, there's also another way of automating this process with third-party services known as FBA prep centers that you send your products to, and they will package them for a very small fee and send them on to Amazon. There's a particular advantage to doing the third-party service, the prep service, with Arbitrage, because you can buy products from online stores with Arbitrage and have them sent directly to a third-party prep center that we recommend in a tax-free state.
Exactly.
So several states like Oregon, Montana, Vermont, they do not charge sales taxes on products that are shipped there from stores. So we recommend prep centers in those states that you send your products to. There's no sales tax on them. That'll often cover the fee for the prep service.
I have a funny story to share about that. So I meet with all our peak performance graduates. I do a little interview, and one of the gals said, you know, I thought I was saving money because I was doing all the shipping myself. But then one of the coaches told me, and they calculated it out and said, well, actually, had you gone to a tax-free state, you could win on both ends, save money and not do the work of shipping. And she's like, so we're giving that tip right up front, which is really awesome. And we have personally vetted these different prep centers. We know them. They're featured in training calls that we have as well. Let's move on to selling. We got to get these products sold. And the faster, the better, right? We call it turn rate. So what do we use here to automate this system, this process?
So we know that Amazon has already set up the system for bringing in customers and fulfilling those products to customers. But there's another thing that we can do to take that to another level, and we're going to use software to do this. With software, we want to take what Amazon has already given us and improve it. We have a particular software that will connect with the FBA prep service, and so they can log into that, automatically send the products here. We don't have to have any interfacing with Amazon to do it because that software will connect them to Amazon. In addition, it also gives you advanced reporting that helps you know which products are going to sell faster and which products that you need to reorder sooner. There's one other kind of software that is an advantage on Amazon. And if you've purchased on Amazon, I'm pretty sure you probably have, there is a buy box. That's the box that has the price on the product page, as well as the add to cart or the buy now button. It's said that more money passes through the Amazon buy box than any other button on the entire internet. Now, only one seller can be in that buy box, and you're often selling name brand popular products. You're sourcing those products. There'll be other competitors, and there's a particular kind of software that'll help you get your offer in that buy box, so you're the seller reaping the sale of that product.
And protecting your price of your product too. There's parameters that you can set up so that you cover yourself, so to speak, by using this automation within the software that we recommend that will help you move your product more quickly than others. And again, one of our members, he had attended one of your training sessions, Brian, and he went and got that tool and he dramatically increased his sales as a result. So it's this combination of using software and different resources, tapping into virtual assistants, using prep centers, that allows us to create an automated e-commerce business. So if you're looking to, again, not just for that financial outcome, but also a lifestyle that comes with it, then this is all yours to have. So in this video, we shared with you the 3 processes of an automated e-commerce business. And if you've enjoyed this information, you want to learn more about how you can implement this with our help and assistance, then all you need to do is go to joinebs.com. That'll take you to our homepage. We've got case studies there, free training. We've got a thorough blog with many trainings and case studies, just a mother load of information. We hope you enjoyed that. And thanks again for watching. It used to be said if you're not online, you're not in business. That's from like 15 years ago. All right. Now it's that if you're not on Amazon, you're not in business.
Regardless of that big dream, you've got to build a foundation. You have to have a business that has cash flow.
You need more cash? Go out and source some more. Shove those products into Amazon. What's going to spit out the other end is profit. It's that simple, isn't it?
Then they start looking at it as, this really is a system. So how can I add more to my system? How can I start to scale this?
That's why this is so integral, each pillar leading up sequentially to that long-term reliable business.
These are the real assets then that somebody who wants to buy a business, this is what they look for.
This is the brand launcher, the career launcher, the income launcher. It's a beautiful thing. And I know you're going to love what this can do for you. You're going to get a vision. You're going to get a vision to grow your business, to sell it for a profit. Kind of show your pals, your friends, your family.
Yes, you can make $1 million just selling on Amazon alone.